Every month, 1.8 billion people across the world menstruate. And millions of these girls, women, transgender men, and non-binary persons face many struggles with the effects of menstruation. Now, menstruation isn't an easy topic for many. People may use different terms to avoid mentioning it outright. I'm sure you've heard someone receiving a visit from Aunt Flo, or a mention of that time of the month. How about Shark Week? Well, that example might be a little extreme. But what exactly is happening when people experience menstruation? Menstruation is the normal discharge of blood and tissue from the uterine lining through the vagina that occurs roughly once a month for the menstruating person. Luckily, people born with a uterus don't have to deal with this their entire life. Menstruation occurs between the menarche, or the first period, and menopause, when the menstrual cycles end. But there's a lot more going on than bleeding. Over 90% of people who menstruate say they get some premenstrual symptoms, or PMS, such as bloating, headaches, and moodiness up to 2 weeks before the beginning of the menstruation period, or the bleeding. But some women experience symptoms far more severe. Sally had her first period at 11 years old. Other girls her age were also in their menarche. However, Sally's experience was noticeably more in every way. When other girls described cramps, Sally described stabbing. When other girls said they felt moody, Sally found that she felt more than moody. In fact, she had often been plagued by suicidal ideations. Every month, from 1 to 2 weeks before her period, Sally would be hit with an onslaught of symptoms, including panic attacks, insomnia, headaches, and suicidal thoughts. After visiting her OBGYN, Sally received the diagnosis of premenstrual dysphoric disorder, or PMDD. But what is PMDD? It is a more severe form of premenstrual syndrome, or PMS. These symptoms vary in severity, but they include anxiety, panic attacks, irritability, anger, depression, suicidal thoughts, fatigue, intense food cravings, mood swings, headaches, insomnia, and unfortunately, a lot more. To fully conceptualize this, let me present you with some numbers. Uterus owners on average have about 481 menstrual cycles in a lifetime. Those with PMDD experience an average of 6.4 days of severe symptoms per menstrual cycle. This is approximately equivalent to 8 years of debilitating symptoms throughout the entire menstrual cycle and their lifetime. But it is important to keep in mind that a person's years of menstruation are also her school years, her adolescence, early adulthood, 20s, 30s. How does this happen? Well, unfortunately, researchers don't really know. They haven't been able to definitively say what is the cause of PMDD. However, one prominent scientific theory suggests that the brain can have an abnormal reaction to normal hormone changes that occur at menarche. These hormones may cause a serotonin deficiency and may result in the symptoms that can be seen in people suffering with PMDD. And serotonin is really important. It regulates your mood, digestion, sleep, libido, and way more. Fortunately, treatment options exist for PMDD. Antidepressants that slow the reuptake of serotonin provide effective treatment for many patients, and some may even not need to take the medication every day, because such drugs alleviate the symptoms of PMDD faster than someone with major depressive disorder would experience. Additionally, hormone therapies have been found to alleviate symptoms as well. However, they are generally considered a second-line treatment. Fortunately, new research has emerged from the minds within the National Institute of Health, or NIH. They've found that people with PMDD have an altered gene complex that processes the body's response of hormones and stressors. This is a huge discovery because it establishes a biological basis for the mood disturbances of PMDD. If you or a loved one suffers from PMDD, it is important to remember that the behaviors from PMDD are the result of disordered biology, not choice. Premenstrual symptoms are real, and for many of us, severe and stress-inducing enough without the extra burden of serotonin malfunctions. Advocate for yourself. PMDD can have a major impact on your daily life. If you believe that your doctor isn't listening to you or taking your symptoms seriously, you can always seek out a second option from a different doctor. The International Association of Premenstrual Disorders has an international database that can help you find a doctor in your area who is familiar with the diagnosis and treatment of PMDD.